What is angelic, Tantra, or yoga and Qigong? Part 2. Aloha, this is Baba Rave. I have over 7 years of daily, consistent Qigong, breathwork, pranayama, Kriya Kundalini, Tai Chi, meditation, yoga in my bag right now. And so I'm just coming and bringing you once again a synthesis part 2 about angelic tantra and how we are moving into the age of synthesis and multiplicity and magnetism. And we do that through our spiritual understandings from the Eastern perspective and the Western perspective, merging the two into one union and weaving them in and out of each other for the highest timelines of everybody's communications here on this planet, and shifting our human bioforms once again into angelic bioforms. So this is what we have going on. So to go deeper into what we talked about in the first video, I'm going to just do a quick little reminder of what's going on here. We have the tree of life, we have the 9 heavens, the 9 samadhis, we have the angelic hierarchies, we have the 4 worlds, and we have our human 3D natural bioform being able to shift its way up through these qigong and yogic practices that have their depths as well. And so what we're adding today is the understanding that there is more ether equaling more enlightenment, equaling more immortality, equaling more soul for everyone to unify with, to not only yearn to be unified with, but also to surrender to be unified with. And so this naturally happens as we work up our chakras. So we have our 3rd dimensional reality, and then every chakra higher than the 3rd dimension actually gets us higher into our tree of life, higher into our own angelic hierarchy. All right, this is why we're talking about moving higher up the chakras, because we're moving higher into a hierarchy of our angelic self. And so we do move from the root to the sacral, to the spleen, to the solar, and then we all the way up to, we move all the way up to the crown. Along the way, every single chakra of the 9 chakras that we're moving up along the way is a level of releasing a form of desire, and that's why, or attachment or ego and such, and that's why it's a samadhi that we actually pass through as we master these things. And so along the way, what we also have is our mind being upgraded from the astral mind in the root chakra. Once we master the root chakra, then we get into the archetypical mind and the celestial mind and the etheric mind. And along that way, we're mastering the Dantian in Qigong. All right? This is going to allow us to master our shadow genetics, our samsara genetics, this returning into life over and over and over again. When we master that, we master the first levels of immortality. And so more ether once again equals more immortality, equals more enlightenment. And this is the purpose of this angelic tantra, is so that we can all on earth have more enlightenment, more immortality, all right? More youth, everlasting, right? More soul fullness within inside of our mind, more samadhi within inside of our mind. And so as we work our way up, then we work our way to the monadic mind and the causal mind. All right, and so that's us mastering our satori and our gifts towards everything inner and outer. This is the golden flower mastery, where our heart space is fully powerful and our aura field is supercharged with the Dantian already being charged, and now we have our 2nd Dantian fully charged. All right, this is the golden flower charge. All right, and then we keep going up as we have already converted our Jing to our Qi. Now we're converting our Qi to our Shin even deeper in the mastery of that. that's going to give us our Christianic mind and our Buddhic mind and our Nirvanic mind, right? And that's going to allow us to master our samadhi, our full range of samadhi and siddhic mastery, and then cultivate what is called a yang shin, which is the full immortality of being a creator, an angelic creator of new life in higher dimensions and lower dimensions, but you have the ability to consciously create newer life and be so close to God that you have influence. The divine will has moved through you, and your soul personality, not your mental personality or your earth personality, but your soul personality now has a divine dance with the creator from the primal light fields, the primal sound fields, and the primal inertia fields, where you once again are dancing with the Ein Sof the magnetodielectricity, the primordial energy. All right. And so through this mental transformation, what's happening on a scientific level is bioregenesis, neuromelanin increase, neurofascial plasticity increase, and neurogenesis increase. All right. And so these are all happening through the processes of going through the different types of Kundalini Kriya Raha Yoga and Nagong, Nadan, and Dandao, this inner alchemy, this outer and inner alchemy of the Tao, or the magnetodielectricity, flowing through as much as we are yearning to have the core of our whole reality meet the highest forms of spirit, and vice versa. And we keep that right there in the golden flower, so that it's constantly a virtuous thing, once again, of inner and outer reality, a dance between the two, finding the utmost amount of peace, joy, bliss in this reality, sharing that naturally, because self has become other, the no self has become the no other, and there's a unity, a weaving of unity in all types of aspects. That's why it's angelic Tantra. And once again, we're merging the Eastern worlds, the Eastern spirituality with the Western religion, and making the different forms of sciences truly make sense, because each science or cultural tradition is truly just a hypothesis or a thesis of, or a theorem of, what the ontology and numerology of life truly is. And so they create culture and tradition around it, because there's certain levels of pattern recognition that create certain levels of success. So we take all the successes and make a simplified version of the successes in a synthesis, like transformative manuscript or manual. And that brings us more angelic energy. The more angelic energy, the more etheric energy, practically. There's a hierarchy of ether, 1 through 9, like there's a hierarchy of angelichood. All right, so this is moving us into a deeper and deeper level of our own personal angelichood, being able to master 3 different elixir fields, to the point where we have a yang shin immortality mastery, rather than just primal levels of immortality, but literally just getting into one higher version of our 3rd dimensional reality, just moving into root mastery, being able to master timing, and the pressures of timing alone will give you a certain level of immortality. So it's all sweet. As soon as you begin the first year, each year you're going on this 9-year journey path to the final seraphim, Kether, crown, nirvanic mind, the 9th level. Each year you're rising up into a certain level of immortality. And so it's great, because all this is really about is persistency in your cultivation. It's just literally just daily persistency in your cultivation. If you can consistently cultivate daily for a whole year, 365 days, that's, at least 365 hours, right? And so that's a lot of time trying to study your relationship with God, you know what I mean? And so you do that for 9 years straight, and then for the rest of your reality, which will be totally transformed by then. Each year is a whole different transformation, because each year you're tapping into a deeper level of samadhi. And granted, you can tap into higher levels of samadhi at all times, but it's a certain level of cultivation that the body is accessible for. Again, once again, through bioregenesis, neuromelanin, neurofascioplasticity, and neurogenesis, which you get to allow your body to subtly transform on subatomic levels, and then making its way to a cellular level, and making its way to the levels of the mind that is infusing with the biology, fully infusing the mind with the biology, creating more light out of the mind, and then more consciousness out of the light. All right, infusing that with the biology. And so this is the full transformation is here. And so I just wanted to give a little bit more context to how Western science, Eastern science, or both of them, Western religion, Eastern spirituality, is merging into a synthetic science, or synthesis science, pardon me. And this allows us to cultivate our angelhood through all things that the world has already been used to, merging it into just a divine, angelic, and royal Tantra, weaving in and out of the yogas and the Tao. All right. So praises and cheers once again, family. This is Baba Rave. Once again, I have 7 years of practicing daily these concepts into moving into my own seraphim reality, my own angelic hood. So I'm moving my way up right now. You could say I'm in my Christiatic throat phase, my opening throne phase in Binah, and so I'm just looking to share the wisdom for what it can really be, and help everybody apply it. And then after, there isn't really no end to this. It's just more and more cultivation, because once you get to that cellular level of change, now you want to go through a whole nother, maybe 9 years of really shaping and defining it, because you know more what it's about. And so it's an endless journey of immortality, obviously, and there's no fun like it, because it's eternal youth of the mind and the body that allows you to be the child in heaven, in the 9 different heavens, play in the 9 different heavens, and utilize the divine blueprint for what it is. So once again, praises and cheers, aloha, and mahalo, ohana.